here's my Big Agnes Flying Diamond tent. Just arrived. This is the 8-person version, and I'll be doing a little bit of a video log on how to put it together, how it comes to you. First off, this is the tent, and this is the footprint. So, with the optional footprint, hopefully it'll extend the life of the tent. First off the bat, I love how Big Agnes packed this thing away. Everything's nice and neat, organized. All the stakes in this little pouch. It's like the tent's probably in one end, and all you're cooking, yep, rain fly in the other. Holes in the middle, and it's separate stuff sack. So, well, let's take it out and let's get started. Okay, one thing right off the bat, notice the instructions how to set it up are right here, sewn on to the inside of the case. So we looked at that one at a time. We have 3 people here working on this. It's our first time setting it up, but we're walking through. First thing we're doing is pulling up the tent, laying it all out. It says orange tabs are to the front, as you can see, with gray ends. Some of them are yellow, some are orange like this one. Easy color coding should make this easy to set it up. And you can see in the front, according to the directions, orange sections here means this is the front of the tent. Okay, first thing we did is run the 2 silver poles through A and C slots, which we already had a snafu, which is not on record, but it's from the very front, A and C. Okay, when you look at the illustration, don't look at the illustration with tent with fly. It gets confusing if you do that. You got to look at the right illustration, which we didn't. As you can see, this pole comes through here, and the 2 sleeves have to cross in the middle for the first step. Okay, we got the 2 silver poles in finally. It's the first stage. Second stage is to take, as you can see, we're assembling the poles as we go. Try not to beat up the walls too bad, right, Jared?
Yeah.
And we're inserting the black pole in through the next thing from side to side.
Then we attach this to the one closest to the
So go from the lower corner here across the front door.
Pulls it out.
And to the other side. And then we're going to duplicate that on the back side. As you can see, these black clips coming up this side. And then we're going to run that across this webbing here for our second step. Okay, now that we got it through, we're going to connect all our connectors. Connected on that pole there too. Super easy.
No, it's not easy, it's cake.
It's cake. My 8-year-old can do it. Okay, at this point we took the orange pole here, attached it to the back, which is going to pull out the back part of the tent and add on your extra bump to the to kind of the dome portion of the tent. It's your bump out where you can put an extra couple people. So that's going to connect over to this other side through the sleeve. And then you're supposed to stake out the corners, which we're not going to do. We're going to skip that part. And as you can see, you got plenty of ventilation here in the back. We'll do a quick walk through the tent. Oh, we got plenty of light. It's taking up the whole living room plus. We got lots of ventilation here in the back. Loving it. Ventilation in the sides. And let's take a walk inside. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but the corners have the mesh and ceiling. Little pockets to store stuff, which is very handy. Thank you, Big Agnes. And the whole ceiling, as you can see, is the mesh netting, with all the corners having storage areas, which is very handy. Throw stuff. Then, as you can see here in the middle, we got a divider, which can be zipped down. And it looks like they also provided pockets. Yep, down low too. And the sides here too. Wow, lots of pockets. Pockets everywhere. And we got one of the divider walls up, just so you can see into the back portion. And that also is another door. I think this is going to work out great for our two kids to sleep in the back part here. So let's work on the rain fly with the last pole, which is the yellow pole. And even got storage here in the back for the kids, which is great. It looks like they reinforced the floor, the tail to attach at the bottom of the wall. The last remaining yellow stake, as you can see, goes in through the top here. We're going to go inside and show you. Right up here, there's just a tiny sleeve that runs in the inside of the rain fly in the front. And the only thing it really goes through is that small sleeve. Then it has a couple of attachment points of Velcro, then goes into the orange stake mount at the bottom. And then that's going to form this huge vestibule. And when I say huge, I mean huge. This thing is incredible. It has two zippers, one on each side. I can back up inside the tent. As you can see, this thing is enormous. Probably a good 3 to 4 foot out from the edge of the tent, which is where the camera's at. And that can even be staked out more. Let me go on the outside here and show you the outside. But see how the front comes down? That can be staked out. And for reference, the corners can be staked out. It's going to form this huge vestibule you can zip open. Even more so, as the wife is modeling. But that whole piece can be stretched out, and there's attachment points to it. Then they also place rope attachment points everywhere. There's attachment points everywhere to make it very windproof. Then we notice the ventilation has these stakes, which are very handy. These little stakes here are Velcro. We noticed some of these self-attached themselves as we were putting the rain fly on, made it kind of a pain. Wasn't too bad, but I mean, it just kind of got in our way because some of them stuck to themselves as we pulled it on the tent. And these just Velcro on and hold open, providing the mesh, excuse me, ventilation. Multiple attachment points on the sides. Here's another one. Here's another vented window. Then in the back here, this giant vestibule for the back end has the same thing, where the corner here can also be stretched out, forming a nice vestibule off the back door too, which is a double bonus. And then it also has these attachment points for ventilation with a rod in there holding it open. More latch points. So as you can see, this thing is totally rainproof. You can tell there's a coating on the inside. And on this point, there's grommet holes, more attachment points for stakes, ropes, and so on. Another window on the side, more ropes, more attachment points. If you have any comments or questions on this video review and unboxing of the Big Agnes Flying Diamond 8, just make a comment and I'll try to answer your questions.